This video is talking about the solution to BridgeMaster Level 1 A-11. Your contract is 3 no trump. So therefore, you need to win 9 tricks. As usual, let's start by counting sure tricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have 6 sure tricks. You need 3 more. But what happens if you drive out the ace of clubs? Once the opponent's ace of clubs is out, you can then take the remaining 3 tricks in clubs, and you have 9 tricks. Then what is the problem here? The problem is your opponents may be able to attack your spade suit before you can make your tricks in the club suit. Supposing, for example, you naively win this trick in the ace. Now you can see now all your remaining spades are vulnerable. No pun intended. So let's say now you have already identified the club suit as being the place to make your 3 extra tricks. And let's say now you try to play the king out to drive out the ace. Well, that works. But you know what's the problem? Your opponents can now attack the spade suit. And you've basically going to fail the contract. You've lost 5 tricks already. So that won't work. So what can you do? You can make use of the fact that the number of cards in each suit is limited to 13. You have 3 and 2 here, so you have a total of 5. Opponents have 8. Now, if your opponents had 4 cards here and 4 cards here, do you think it would be a problem? Not really, because if they have 4 cards here and 4 cards here, you win one of them, they win 3 of them, and they win 1 in clubs. They win 4. And you can afford to lose 4 tricks because you're in 3 no trump. You only need to win 9 tricks. You can afford to lose 4. Therefore, if opponents are split 4, 4, it's actually okay. You can afford to lose 3 spade tricks. So the problem is when one side has 5 and the other side has 3. Or even worse, one side has 6 and the other side has 2. Then you could run into problems. This is actually quite a common situation when you're playing no trumps. You need to try to stop opponents from running or attacking their favorite long combined suit before you can make good on your own other suits. So, what happens if there's 5 cards here and 3 cards here? If you can win your spade on the 3rd trick, then East would have no more spades. And if East happens to also have the ace of clubs, then if East wins your club trick, it cannot lead back the spades to continue attacking the spades. The same is true if this side is 3 and this side is 5. And this one has the ace of clubs. So while this is not a sure way to get 9 tricks on this contract, certainly you are banking on the fact that if you are 4-4 split, you will make the contract. If you're 5-3 split, you might make the contract if the cards are arranged in a certain way. You don't want to have to worry about more odd arrangements. You just worry about the most common arrangement. Either it's a 4-4 or a 5-3. And of course, the ace of clubs has to be in a good position. So let's try this. You deliberately lose that trick, and you deliberately lose the next trick. So far, opponents have played 8 spades, right? So there's still 4 spades in opponent's hands. Now you discard this. You've played 11 tricks so far. Now, again, if opponents are split 4-4, that means there's 1 trick left here and 1 trick left here. It shouldn't be a problem because right now you are down 2 tricks. You lose 1 trick to the ace of clubs and you lose another trick to spades. You lose 4 tricks and you will still make 9 tricks because everything here is good, right? So now you are betting that, or rather it's a calculated bet, that if you now lead the king of clubs, the ace of clubs will be from the side that either has no spades left or they will split evenly and you don't care about the additional spade trick. In this case, turns out that East has run out of clubs. And now you can proceed to take your remaining tricks. See, you've made the contract.